Wah! What up, gents and gentettes? It's Pulsar. So today we're going to be doing My Wife Has No Emotion, episode 12. This is the finale of the show. And it's kind of like a bit of a two-parter because it's following up after episode 11, where Takuma and Mina go to see their family, or the parents, right? Takuma's parents. And they kind of, like the parents, right, are kind of like, I don't want to say like they're poking holes at the whole relationship thing, but they're more skeptical of it, right? They kind of view Mina more as like a tool, and so Takuma needs to make it very clear that he has feelings for her, and I think that's very true because like when you kind of watch the show, like from like episode 1 through 12, it's very surface level. He just says, "Oh, I love Mina," and then there's like maybe like some hints of like it's just like to me it's never been really portrayed well in the show. I think like it's there, right? Like it's like he says it, but like there's just never enough like meat really to grasp on here. And so I think this is like the big push to really show that hey, I'm talking about I have feelings for Mina. And I think that's what this episode's gonna hopefully do, and then that'll probably be a pretty decent way to close out the show. And once this show's over, once this episode's done, I'll probably do like a quick kind of like thoughts about the episode, like the whole show as a whole, and then I'll probably do a video about it. We'll see. All right, here we go. So let's do episode 12, right? Three. Wait a second. Let me make sure everything's right before I do something stupid. All right, cool. There we go. Three, two, one. Let's do it. I guess they're not like this, like his sister, right? His sister just loves like the idea of robot human romances for some reason. Yeah, I think this episode, like this whole like arc, like the family arc, is pretty nice. I don't know if it'll hit it as hard as I'd like it to, and I think that's been kind of like the weakness of the show, is that it does hit really strong points that are like really great for a conversation about the whole robot and human relationships. And I've been on the fence about it for like this whole season, like this whole the whole duration of this show is like how hard are these episodes hitting? And I basically had to accept that it's just not gonna be. It's kind of like like a little bit like surface level, maybe like an inch into the ground, maybe. And I think the show is just really about being wholesome and kind of cutesy. Not really cutesy, but like because like like when they do the discussions between like the robots and stuff, or like they have the moments between like hey robots and humans, it gets pretty engaging. Like I think those are like the best episodes. Like the one like the psychiatry episode where Mamoru has to do like the test or whatever, or they explain Mina needs to get her memories wiped or whatever and stuff like that. But there are also like so many conveniences for the show that it kind of makes it so that the world doesn't feel very clear. I think, right? Because like the show kind of just works basically, right? Oh, here we go. My wife is the best. Oh, no, too, mama. If you think about it, actually, now that I think about it, was Mina designed in their? They weren't designed during their generation, huh? The parents. That's so weird. Uh, I just realized it's like a square, and it was rotating. I was just like, huh, huh. Oh, I mean, whatever. I don't. It doesn't matter what I think anymore when it just bends around like that. Hmm. Have ownership of the girl you're calling your wife. Ooh, damn. See, like this is like the thing I'm talking about, right? And so like this is the kind of like the stuff that makes me kind of wonder how the show, how the monk or the webcomic is going. Wow, didn't do it. Hmm. Is she annoyed? Damn. It's like she like voice that she clearly likes being under Takuma. That's kind of cool. You see what I mean though? Like he was pretty willing to do it because it seemed convenient or like it seemed like that's what he should be doing. But he has feelings, but like they're never voiced all the time in a way that's like clear. Oh man, I wonder if there's an episode where she runs away or a chapter, I guess. I feel like you would see them more in the country to like help with the work around there. Oh, oh, it's actually pretty good actually for him. I thought he was actually playing shogi. Sister. I forgot how old Akari is. She's young though, right? I think she's like either. I think she's a high schooler or a middle schooler. I'll laugh if I'm completely wrong. She's like an adult. Like, oh, she's going through crisis. I wonder if people are out there like, when Mina's the best wife. Okay, interesting. Damn, we didn't get enough Akari. That sucks. Oh shit. Interesting. Okay, cool. So like, they wrapped up that I guess that arc, and I wonder what they're gonna be doing for the next remainder of this episode. Then who's Emmy? Is it the mom? Duplicate or delicate? I wonder what it's actually supposed to be like. Let's see. They come and intervene. Are they gonna return it? Let's see. I'm curious what they do if they don't want the robot. Oh, I forgot about that. Wait, what's going on? Are they moving or? Is it just gonna crush into the boxes? Oh, I see. Wait. Oh, so they are the new place. Okay. Did I not? Did I miss the zoom out of it? Dang. She's gonna just go through a list of ways to call him. I wonder which one I would like for Takuma. So I guess every way that you get called, right, by how that person calls you, or what they like, how they would call your name out in Japanese would be like you could kind of more or less tell who they are, like personality wise. So like the way that she's calling out these names is probably really messing him up because he already has an image of how Mina's supposed to be. Oh, I hope she flicks him off again. Oh, oh. All right, that was a cute little ending. How they get married? Is that what this is? I got the feels in my chest right now. I guess this is his way of like really announcing it to the world, right? Like making it super official. This ending is so good. That's so good. Well, he's always been calling on that, right? Talking about stuff. Man, okay, I keep wanting to be mean about the show, but like the episodes are good. I've said this before too. Like, like it's like the way I can only describe it is like you're basically going off road, like you're going off roading in a car, but you know where you're going, right? So it kind of it's like really bumpy, and then once you get to the destination, it's like oh shit, it's worth it. And that's kind of like how this show is. It feels like I don't feel like there's ever like a completely clean episode, but there's a lot of like a lot of there's always that like gem at the end of every episode that just like really stands out, and it kind of really makes the show pop. And because of that, like it's hard to recommend it because like I can't tell if I see like these episodes really popping because like it's just like oh it's just me, but like you know like I'm just like my mind is just like because I think it was so nice, it was so cute and charming. I think it was really just her holding Mamoru, right? Because like there was that one earlier episode where she just kept kind of got get rid of it because like she wanted to commandeer all of Takuma for herself, right? And so yeah, that's the last episode of My Wife Has No Emotion. I think the show is like pretty. I don't want to say it's like. I think it's solid. I don't want to say it's pretty solid. I think it's just solid because like there's just a lot of things that I think would make the show stand out a little bit more. And I think it's just kind of how the way the show is written, is that it wants to keep like this loosey goosey feel, like this kind of like this very approachable feel, right? But like it's I think what happens is like the characterization of Mina is really good. I think Takuma's probably like the weakest character. Like I think he's really weak as a character because he's just like, oh, he's just very much like Naruto, but without any action. He's just like, oh, he does everything like kind of at face value. And so I think he's kind of lacking depth, whereas you can see Mina's just really trying to grow as a character. Where I don't think Takuma really does much. I think outside of like he doesn't ever. I guess he doesn't really grow, does he? He just kind of he stays pretty stagnant, and like. But I think one thing that kind of like irked me a little bit is that like he bought the house hoping that Mina would be happy, rather than talking to her about buying a house, which house would be good for them, like that kind of stuff. Like where it's like he doesn't completely understand how to integrate her into his life. I think you know what I mean. Like it feels more like he's just like a more like a robot to her, or I don't. Is that weird to say? I just feel like there's something weird between the Takuma Mina relationship, whereas Mina is like trying so hard to carry the show on her back to make it like feel pretty good. And I think the voice actress does a great job of carrying Mina as a character. Mina is so good. She's so good. And then Mamoru really helps the show balance it out even more. I even remember when I hated Mamoru too at the very beginning. And I'm pretty sure like my opinion of Takuma has never really ever improved. He just needed to do some kind of improvement. They needed to have some kind of like way for him to grow a little bit in there to make it feel better. But yeah, it just feels like he just kind of had like this, like I said earlier, a very surface level attraction to him, to Mina. Because like if you think about how like the story is structured, like it almost feels like his love for her was like maybe even out of loneliness. Like he didn't have anyone to love. He didn't know what to do. He was really lonely, and then he just happened to have this female resembling robot, and he was like, "Oh, I think I'm in love," right? And so, well, that's what it is, right? And so, like, maybe you could say his love is growing. I don't know. That's his growth, but I don't even think that's it. I don't know. You see how I get really hung up on Takuma, but like everything else about the show is like pretty damn good, right? The world building between the robots plus other like uh other I want to say other organizations or whatever is pretty damn good. I think like if Takuma was just a better character, I would probably say this show was like an easy recommend. But I don't feel like people are gonna like Takuma. I just that's what I feel. I don't know. I'd also feel like if you watch like one or two episodes, you more or less get the hang of the show. And so like, you know what I mean? Like the show doesn't offer anything more really beyond what the show is after like episode one or two. I think the only thing that could be maybe curious, like, cause like maybe you want to explore the world building. There is some world building, but I feel like it's like kind of shallow sometimes, right? Like the actual world building, right? Um, you know how like a lot of it's convenient, and they don't really explain. Like if I think if they made it more clear about how robots and humans exist, like what this like how they're meant to be portrayed, like what the overall social the social acceptance of like a human robot relationship is. Because we find one if they're considered family, right? But we never found one like if they're like in a relationship, right? Then they're pursuing a family, right? That's like it's two different sets of standards, right? But anyways, this video is getting long. I'll probably do a separate video about the show as a whole. And then so that was just me kind of just like stream of consciousing that through like all of my endings. Anyways, guys, that was My Wife Has No Emotion, episode 12. Let me know what you guys think about the show, man. I think I'm cool with it, but like I'm cool with it, but with a sigh. I don't know, man. I have to think about it. I have to think about it. I feel like the show won't get a season 2. That's kind of how I feel. That's what I'm thinking. But I do want to give a shout out to the Mina voice actress for doing a great job with like I think even and the animation studio for really getting her to portray a lot of it, like a lot of emotion without ever changing her face. I think it's like a way cool thing. All right, guys, I'm Pulsar. That was My Wife Has No Emotion, episode 12. I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, next so there might be a small lull between this episode and like whatever I do next time. Mainly because I don't know what to do. I do know what I'm gonna be watching next season, but I haven't decided what I'm gonna be doing as these shows fall off. I might try to watch an older show. Someone was telling me to do Free Run or Apothecary Diaries, so maybe we'll do that. I don't know yet. But I'll have to think about this. All right, everyone, take care of yourselves. Peace out.